the topic, which is all about creating your success one step at a time. And I'm going to talk about this in three parts. So the first is setting your eye very clearly on your goal. Secondly, breaking your big goal, your end goal, the ultimate thing that you want to achieve down into the smallest possible steps. And I really do mean the smallest possible steps. And I've got a personal story that I'm going to tell you just now to illustrate all of these points. And thirdly, in order to keep you going and to keep you motivated, to create milestones and small rewards. And would you believe, out of 100 days today, we are on day 60. How incredible is that? How fast does time go? I've had a couple of coaching sessions in the last week or so with clients who are really committing to marketing themselves and getting out there and getting visible for the very first time in a big way. And also making a commitment to show up on a regular basis in one way or another. And when I work with them, I realize that for them, making this leap into regularly getting online and marketing themselves is their equivalent of my first walk up Sani Pass. So what I want to say is, if you find the thought of getting out there, being visible, showing up and marketing yourself on a regular basis incredibly daunting and intimidating, break it down. Firstly, set your goal. Make some kind of a commitment. And I've spoken a couple of times about how, even for myself, and doing these regular live videos is something that I'm used to now. So it's certainly not something that I still sometimes get butterflies in my stomach because I'm excited to show up, and you're always nervous about how it's going to turn out. But showing up weekly on a live video is not something that I really stress about terribly anymore. But it's my commitment. My other commitment was doing this 100-day challenge, because it meant, by making that commitment in public and by saying that I'm going to show up every single day in some way for 100 days, it's meant that it's kept me focused on a sort of shorter term goal, but it's kept me visible. So use things like what I've just done with this 100-day challenge, or making a commitment at the very least to yourself and to your audience to show up on a regular basis, because people will show up for you. So your goals might be income goals, they might be visibility goals, so goals about how regularly you're going to show up. But what I want you to do is to focus on mastering one marketing platform at a time. So if you think that your audience, you're going to find the majority of your ideal clients or perfect clients on LinkedIn, for example, or otherwise, if you think that they're going to be searching for you on the internet, focus on showing up on LinkedIn if that's where you think that you're going to find the majority of your clients, or on Facebook if you think that that's where you're going to be finding them. Alternatively, if you think that the majority of your clients are going to search for someone offering your services on the internet, then put all your focus on creating content on your website so that they can land on it, and making sure that you learn the finer details of search engine optimizing your content properly so that you do show up when people are searching for services like yours. So, just forget about trying to be everywhere all the time. They will come in their own time, but start getting used to and mastering at least one thing, and give yourself a time limit within which to master it. So maybe you want to say for yourself, it's going to be 100 days of showing up on my website and posting articles, or shorter articles in my blog, and making sure that they are properly search engine optimized. But then break it down. Okay, so for this challenge, for example, I have a Word document where I put in the numbers 1 to 100, and I've got a specific way. Some of you might have caught on to the theme that I am building up to, the big crescendo that I'm going to be getting to in the final week, the big secret or reveal about how I have structured this challenge. But I created the numbers 1 to 100, and then I started, as ideas came to me and as I got inspiration, I started populating all of my posts. Now I try and do 1 week's worth of content all in one go, and I try and put that out every Sunday. But when you're in the process of breaking it down, think about, is there stuff that will is there stuff involved in reaching this goal that I should actually be outsourcing rather than scrambling my brain? And how much is that going to cost? And then maybe the cost of outsourcing to create the end result that you want, that cost needs to be your real goal. Being able to earn the income to be able to afford to outsource the creation of your dream website, or to outsource to a social media content manager or creator doing all of your regular content. So there are different ways of setting your goals and different ways of thinking about your goals. And truly, outsourcing is one of the big things that you need to keep in mind. Like, what should you be handling and what should you be outsourcing? Because as an entrepreneur, you shouldn't be putting the pressure on yourself to be all things to your business. You need to focus on what you're really, really good at. But make a plan as well. Like I've done for this 100-day challenge, I've broken it down into individual days, and I have started populating what I want to put out in terms of content as inspiration has come to me. So I've got stuff already planned for the final week of this 100-day challenge. It's just going to fit in really, really nicely there. And I've already kind of written out the posts for that particular week. If you have decided that you're going to do daily posts on one social media channel, as I said earlier, choose the channel where your clients are most likely to be, and make sure that your different posts relate to each other, so that there's some kind of a golden thread that keeps people coming back to see what you are going to be sharing the following day. But most of all, pick the lowest hanging fruit. Pick the place where you think you will have the greatest ease, be able to do with the greatest simplicity, that is within your abilities, and that will give you the greatest immediate win and contribute towards your bigger goals, your bigger business goals. So if it's things like being able to afford outsourcing, if it's things like actually being able to give up having to do the daily posting. So the third thing is setting milestones or rewards, so that you can measure your progress, and so that you can say to yourself, when I get to this point, then I will set my next milestone. So break things down into the smallest possible steps, and make sure you set milestones where you reward yourself. And also milestones where you can sit and look back and measure your progress and take and acknowledge the progress that you've made.